Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Alicia, or welcome. I'm so glad you found me. This is my dental channel, which is like a online diary where I've been documenting my experiences getting snap-in dentures at a somewhat young age, and it's been a minute. I have been missing you guys, so I wanted to come on, give you a little update on how I'm doing, and then we're going to do a story time, because I don't think I ever really properly did the why I needed dentures at a young age video. So I'm sure that I've talked about it in some of my other videos as far as like what I think caused my issues, but I never like devoted a whole video just to why I needed dentures at an early age. Elsie, I think she's trying to steal some Christmas candy. Is that what you're doing? This is Miss Elsie. She lost her eye in a motorcycle accident, but she's a little tough little girl, aren't you? And you can't have a Christmas orange, honey. It's a chocolate orange, honey. She said, oh, why, Mom? Why can't I have chocolate, Mom? Because it's not good for you, Miss Elsie. So let's go get rid of that. I'll be right back. Anyways, I am back. So I am Alicia. I am now 36 years old. I got my dentures when I was 34. The last time you guys saw me, we were talking about my 4 failed upper mini implants that I just had replaced with slightly larger, wider mini implants. So I got 4 new mini implants on top. Everything's healing amazing. There's really no updates. I got a new reline, I got new O-rings, and I got the new implants, and my dentures fit better than ever. Even after a whole year and a half with them, they fit better, feel better, and function better than I ever thought possible. So for anyone watching this, especially if you're in the early days, just keep in mind that things really will get better, even farther along than you're expecting, because I think we're all accustomed to things falling into place faster. But sometimes with your mouth and with dentures, it does take a while. It took me at least a year to feel really comfortable with my new teeth, and that's just the way it is. It wasn't really instant for me. But for this video today, we're going to talk about why I needed dentures at a young age. So let's dial this all the way back to when Alicia was just a wee little baby girl. And when I was just learning how to walk, 10 months old, the first thing that ever happened to me, I was walking around with a little wooden toy in my mouth and tripped and fell, and it hit me in my gums, and my mom thinks it split the root of my tooth right in half. So when I got my baby teeth, I had 2 little tiny teeth there instead of 1. But when those fell out and I got my adult tooth, the adult tooth grew in smaller than an adult tooth, so it didn't match. And this was my eye tooth. I think it was an eye tooth, so the other side just didn't match. It looked funny. I was self-conscious about it probably my whole life. I felt like it made my smile look a little crooked. All right, fine. Both of you say hello. No, don't be mean. Say hi. I love you both so much. Say hi, YouTube. Hi. My brother's name is Connie, and he doesn't fight like us. We're bad. Who's that? Daddy's home. Say hi, Daddy's home. Intermission. Okay, I am back. So my jewelry thing just tipped over all by itself. Like, do we have a ghost in here? So after my baby tooth grew in smaller as an adult tooth, I didn't really have any other issues with my teeth until I was over the age of 18. I literally never got a cavity. I never had a cavity until I was past the age of 18, which is pretty amazing. The worst experience I ever had as a child was going to the dentist, getting a routine cleaning, being made to do fluoride, and being made to hold it in so long that I swallowed some and threw up. And that made me afraid of dentists like forever, because this dentist was a giant, can I say? Some of them are like that. So I guess maybe that's where I've internalized some of my experiences, and then when my kids go to the dentist, like, I can handle going to the dentist now, but when I have to watch my children do it, all these memories I have come back, and I'm like so afraid my kids will be traumatized because I feel like I was. But my kids handle everything so well. So anyways, though, I never had a cavity till I was over the age of 18. I also happened to meet my husband when I was 18. Well, we went to school with each other our whole lives. I should do a love story time. So we got married when we were 20. I had perfect teeth aside from my little small tooth, but they looked really nice. They were really pretty. So when we got married at 20 with my beautiful teeth, I had really no idea what was about to happen. Basically, though, we got married. We started living the dream. We got pregnant with our first baby right away. We were about 21. And I had her when I was 21. The pregnancy itself was pretty uneventful. It was a great first pregnancy. I honestly didn't really notice. I mean, my teeth, I probably got some cavities, and I started noticing, I was getting toothaches and tooth pain and stuff. It was just the very beginning. Like, I had no idea how much the pregnancy was really affecting my body until I had my baby. So, like, the pregnancy was great. I didn't gain a lot of weight. I've always been really small. And my baby was only like, Katie was 5 pounds, 11 ounces, I think, 17 inches long. Just this little tiny thing. So when she was a baby, I went back to work. I remember, having teeth start giving me problems and stuff. And for some reason, my eye teeth like chipped. One of them chipped and broke out. And I was so freaking embarrassed. But it was like the very next day, the other freaking eye tooth just broke right out at the gum line. And I needed my first partial. And so the first partial replaced those two eye teeth and then some molars that I had been missing. The lowers I didn't do much with. I just got things extracted and got root canals to fix them. So that was my first experience, and that was right after we got married. It took a huge hit on me, like emotionally, that I was losing my teeth. Like, I just married my husband. We just had our first baby. This man married me with perfect teeth. We were young, barely not even teenagers. And then the next year, his wife is missing front teeth. Like, literally, her teeth are falling out. Like, just falling out. Like, I can't even. I'm sure you guys get it. What I didn't know at the time, and I didn't even figure this out until after my second child, because that one really did a number on me. But this was when everything was starting to happen, where my body was stripping calcium and nutrients from my teeth for the baby. So, and there's a lot of issues, like, it's very complex when you're losing your teeth and you can start thinking about every little thing. We were young, working a lot. Like, I didn't have time to take off with a newborn and a full-time job to go to the dentist. I didn't always fix things on time. I wasn't always that responsible. There really wasn't the internet back then. I didn't know anyone else my age that ever needed a partial other than, like, I mean, I knew people that needed dentures, but partials I never heard people talk about. I was just so embarrassed, and I remember calling the dentist in the front yard of the house that we had back then. It was under a big willow tree, feeling like it was the end of my life. Like, I literally felt like it was the end of the world. How to be a young woman missing your teeth. And then, I wasn't really, it's not like I said, we didn't know as much back then either. So all I could do was what my insurance covered, which was a metal partial, and you could literally see the metal like right in the front of my mouth. I hated it. If I can find it, I will show it to you. If I still have it, I doubt I have that one. Let me go look. All right, no, I can't find my first partial, but I do have the second one. I'll show you that one. But with the first one, like, my teeth during my pregnancy, they got really yellow too. And during pregnancy, well, for one thing, I don't think I had proper nutrition. So going back before this, I was young. I don't think I ate properly. I wasn't as healthy as I should have been. I left home early when I was 18 and, went to live with my current husband. Like, we've just been together forever. But I know I didn't take the best care of myself, and I probably wasn't I was young and in my prime, but I don't think I was super healthy. So when I was pregnant, I think the baby definitely had to strip things out of my body that I didn't have, that I just didn't know that I didn't have until like later. And then I found out I was low on iron. I was low on a lot of things when they actually tested me. But babies can cause quite a few things with your teeth. It's not just that the pregnancy causes the issues, but it can lead to gum inflammation because your body's going through so much stuff. The baby can strip mostly calcium from your teeth. And so if you're not getting enough calcium, it's a big deal. So if you're pregnant, planning to become pregnant, make sure you are taking calcium supplements and talk to an OBGYN. Ask them what everything possible that you can do before you even get pregnant to make sure that you're healthy as possible. But even doing all of that, sometimes it just comes down to genetics. My great-grandma Catherine had to get dentures when she was 20. I think it was after her first baby. And I knew this from a young age. I never saw it happening to me because I never had a cavity until I was over the age of 18. But so anyways, I got my partial, moved on, whatever. We moved to a new place, to our apartment, and I got my bachelor's degree when I was pregnant with my second daughter. I had her during winter break of senior year, and that was rough. She was hospitalized with RSV on breathing tubes, and It was really scary, one of the scariest times of my life, but I did manage to graduate with my bachelor's degree. Unfortunately, after that pregnancy, my teeth were freaking rocked. Like, it was just so bad. I would go to the dentist pregnant. I would fix whatever I could fix, but like I would refuse to have extractions done without being put to sleep, and they cannot do that with when you're pregnant. So there were certain ones that I just had to let it go and just wait it out till I had the baby. But unfortunately, obviously, having abscesses and things going on in your mouth like that, if you don't clear it up when it's supposed to be, it's only going to get worse. So, and I had such a strong phobia of the dentist. This is videos everywhere. There's a lot of reasons why my teeth went bad. Really, I had bad phobias of the dentist. I was very scared of the dentist. I had a lot of bad experiences. A lot of bad experiences that I've talked about in other videos that led me to really delay treatment. It led me to not want to even go to the dentist. It led me to wait too long many times. And on top of that, I get chronic migraines, and so there would be days at a time that I would have headaches and not even be getting out of bed. Like, that would happen. That's happened over the course of my life, over the last 15 years. I'm doing better now because I get Botox, but that's recent. Like, I only started getting them 2 or 3 years ago, and if I wasn't on the Botox for migraines, I probably wouldn't even be on YouTube. It's not just my teeth, but like, I was so sick all the time that I didn't care. And I gave up like many times. But when I was 24 after my second baby, I did decide that I was going to save my teeth and I was going to invest in them, like, and see how long I could get them to last without getting dentures, because I was only 24. So it took about $10,000 and going to the dentist every single week for a whole year straight with the same dentist, though. It was the same lady. Her name was Dr. Jin. She's freaking a saint. Like, she made sure she did my treatment plan. She got everything done before she had to leave and go to New York City. But I ended up getting 2 3-piece bridges cemented in. And a bridge is 2 crowns that go on 2 natural teeth, but there's no tooth here naturally. So there's a third tooth cemented together with those other 2 that hooks to 2 natural teeth and fills in a gap. So that's what they did for my eye teeth. So I had 2 3-piece bridges, and then I had 3 or 4 other molars, back teeth that had to get root canaled and crowned, which insurance doesn't pay for, because they will not pay for root canals and crowns on molar teeth, and they won't pay for them unless it's like your front teeth. They also won't pay for it if your partial touches it. Like, if my partial touched a tooth, they wouldn't pay for a crown on that tooth, even though that tooth might be the only one that needs a crown. They'd rather tell me to pull it and then I need a new partial. They don't cover a new partial except for every 8 years. So as you can see, I needed my second partial within 4 years of my first one. And so I had to pay for that. So it was about $2,500 for that, and then, you know, a few thousand for the rest. Insurance doesn't pay for root canals and crowns on your molars. I had to pay for all of that. It does not pay for bridges. I had to buy my bridges. I did get a lower partial made. So I do have the partial from back then, which I probably showed in earlier videos, but just to give you an idea of how different my setup was before this. This is what it was. Let's see, this is my top. Yeah, this is the upper partial. It looks like this. Let me get a little bit closer and then I can show you my teeth. But like, even so, when you get a partial, they have to make it match your natural teeth. If you don't like how your natural teeth look and the shade of your teeth, then you're probably not going to like the partial, because it's going to match. So that was my natural teeth, like the shade of my natural teeth. Looks a lot different, huh? But in my mouth at the time, they didn't look really yellow. They looked like normal teeth. This was the bottom. And as you can see, they tried to paint it white with white acrylic so that it would blend in with the tooth right here. But otherwise you would see the metal clamps on my teeth, which is one thing I always hated about partials. But I do actually recommend getting a metal partial because I feel like it's more sturdy. These have never given me a problem, never even needed it adjusted. I wore this 24/7. I did not sleep without it. It saved my life. But you could see the metal clasps. When I smiled, you could see the clasp around my teeth. I just didn't like that. The lowers never fit right. I actually had a wisdom tooth for a very long time. They just left it so this could hook to it before they pulled it, but these just never stayed in and I didn't wear them. So fast forward, I had baby number 3 when I was 28. And I didn't have too many issues with my teeth after that restoration. they lasted for a few years without any major problems. And then I had my third baby when I was 28, and I started getting more problems again. But everything on top that I had paid 10,000 for was okay. I had my fourth baby. After my fourth baby, I breastfed her for about a year and a half, or maybe a little more, but breastfed her. I developed an autoimmune disease. I don't know why. Why then? I had her when I was 30. I wanted to be done having kids when I was 30. So we had our fourth and final baby right on the deadline, right in my birth month of 30 years old. I'm done. So I had her, but I did breastfeed. And like I said, I think that, I mean, as much as I tried to like eat right and take my vitamins, I mean, I think I could have done more. I think I didn't take good enough care of myself. This was also before I got my Botox for migraines. So I was getting sick a lot still, and I was not taking care of myself properly. Um, and that's just it. Like, it's just the truth. So, trying to figure out all these health problems and stuff that I had just wasn't really my top priority. My priority was my breastfed baby and my three other kids and being a mommy, and that was it. And I just didn't really, I don't know what it is. Like, I feel like once we get to a point with our teeth, we don't even envision better. We're just too complacent, and I accepted it as my fate. This is your fate. Like, you just have crappy teeth and you're never going to like them. Like, that's just whatever. We can accept that, right? That's kind of sad. Like, I wish I would have tried harder sooner. I wish I would have woke up sooner, but all things happen for a reason. I have never felt as good as I feel right now. But so after my fourth baby, like I said, even months before I got my snap-ins, I had to get several teeth extracted and pulled, and I was put to sleep, but I woke up during the surgery for the doctor to be like, "Shh, you don't want your kids to hear you, do you?" The kids are here. Hold on. Anyway, so right before I got my snap-ins, I had those extractions done. Woke up during sedation, re-traumatized all over again, but I got through it. But it was just ironic that I had like 3 or 4 teeth that they had to pull, and it was only a couple months before I got my snap-ins. And the reason I got the snap-ins was because they found an abscess above one of those bridges. So it was the three-piece bridge. One tooth got abscessed above it, led to a giant food trap. So they can't pull one part of a three-piece bridge. They have to take the whole thing out. So that three-piece bridge probably cost like $4,000. So that would leave me, I was left with a choice of what to do. I hadn't pulled it yet, didn't know what I wanted to do. So it was either pull the bridge, let the bridge come out, and get a brand new partial. I would have had to pay for it because I still wasn't 8 years yet. It hadn't been 8 whole years. It was going to be 8 years that spring. We were really super close, but not there yet. So I would have just had to wait until my insurance would have covered another partial. Or I could have paid for a four-piece bridge, which no insurance ever would pay for because it's not even really recommended. It didn't occur to me that I could get some kind of implants until I heard from someone else that I know that they got snap-in dentures and that their dentist was right in Buffalo, which isn't far from me. And I was like, holy crap, are you kidding me? And then I saw it was a free consultation, that they do their x-rays and everything for you. You just go in. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make an appointment. I'm just going to go in there and I'm just going to ask about, if I can get implants later on down the road because I can't afford it. So I'm probably just going to have to get dentures and then I'll get implants later. But my dentist surprised me and he was like, well, I prefer to place the implants when I do the extractions, and I prefer to do the extractions myself. So I wouldn't charge you for the extractions because I know your insurance would pay for it, but because he just wanted to do the work himself. But he prefers to place the implants at the same time as extraction, and he gives you your snap-in dentures the same day. And I was sold. He got us financed separately for the top, which was $9,600, bottom was $7,300. So now my monthly payments are $256 and $135 a month, which is about $400 a month for the next 5 years, which is worth it to me. I couldn't have done it really any other way. But if you can pay it off sooner, you'll have less interest. Be a little more money doing it this way than if you paid out up front. But it was the only way that we could do it, and I was very grateful that my dentist offered the financing. And I just think it's really important that you explore your options. That's really it. That's all you got to do. Just look into it. You don't have to make any decisions. Just let your curiosity find you what you need. Don't be afraid to look. That's all. Don't be afraid to look at your options. go for some free consultations, get a few opinions until you meet the one that's like, for me, it was when Dr. Shatkin called my husband for permission to get the financing, and he was like, your wife's never going to have to go without her teeth. She doesn't even have to sleep without them. I want her to sleep in them. I want her to wear them all the time. I want them to be hers. She'll never have to go without. And I was just like, wow, how does this dentist know how important it is to me? How did he know that, you know? But it takes a really special dentist to do what he does. I'm so grateful that I did this. As hard as it was the first year and in the beginning, my immediates didn't fit right. They did have to remake them for me. The only thing I would change that I would tell other people is to consider paying a little extra money for temporaries, because I didn't know, when they say immediate snap-in dentures, that doesn't really necessarily mean temporary. That means immediate. That means you get them the same day as E-Day. The only problem with that is they're making them based on impressions that you did with your natural teeth before they extract them. So your impressions they do after extractions could be different. So sometimes immediates don't fit exactly right, and sometimes they can't adjust them into fitting right, you know, like mine. They had to just remake them, and these are them. And honestly, after he gave me the new 4 bigger implants and a reline, new O-rings, I feel like they look even more natural. They feel better. They feel like they fit my mouth. Like, everything feels so much better now. So I would tell you guys not to give up hope. No matter where you are in this process, know it does get better. Sometimes it takes over a year. It's been almost 2 years for me, and I'm really still feeling like so stunned that I feel like myself, you know. It probably did take at least a year, but now that it's been almost 2 years, I'm just as grateful now as I was last year. And that's where my passion is, for helping other people, because I know what a difference this made in my life, and it's attainable. And I feel like it feels unattainable when you're not there yet, but you have to never give up. Like, you just can't. Put it in your mind that if you give up, you won't be happy. If you never give up on something, you can never fail. If you practice something, you can only improve. So we just keep trying. That's what we do. But I think that's my story. That's basically why I got dentures at a young age. I got the snap-in dentures and the mini implants for other reasons. I'm probably going to do a video on that, just explaining exactly what I know about mini implants, why I chose them, and all that. That's going to be a separate video, so you can look forward to that. But if anyone has any questions about everything we talked about, feel free to ask me anything. I'm a pretty open book. I'm going to leave my master link. I figured out Linktree finally, but so now I just have one link with all my links. So I'd love for you guys to come and find me. We usually do Girls Night on Sunday nights on Facebook. That's Princess Glitterhead. You know, I'm on TikTok. That's Princess Glitterhead. Instagram, Princess Glitterhead 1. But I would love for you guys to find me. And don't forget my beauty channel for all the ladies who are into makeup. That's just Princess Glitterhead on YouTube. We just do makeup over there. And I'd love to have you. I know some of you are already there. I miss the rest of you, but it felt good to get to catch up and talk. I hope everyone's doing well. Please let me know how you're doing in the comments. I hope everyone is healthy. I pray for your families, anybody that's going through that, or anyone experiencing COVID. You're in my thoughts and prayers. And if you could keep my parents in your prayers, I would really appreciate it. Josh's parents just got over COVID. They were sick for a couple of weeks. A lot of stomach problems, and I don't want to get it because when my stomach acts up, it usually sets my kidney off and I get really sick. So I'm hoping for many reasons that we don't get it, but now my parents are sick. My dad has cold-like symptoms. We're just always worried, you know. We don't ever know anymore. Life has been a little crazy, but all you can really do is focus on yourself and your immediate environment, your family, your priorities, and what really matters. And what we can do every day is try to make every day as good as we can, setting us up for a good day tomorrow. Like, do what you need to today to make tomorrow better. You know, it's really important. And do the things that you know you need to do for yourself to feel good, because when you feel good, you do good. We have to take care of ourselves. There's only one of you. There's only one of me. For a reason. There's literally no one else that is you. And you know how special that is? It's super special. You just love yourself a little bit harder, especially now. But, anyways, I think that's it. That's the end. So, I guess that's it. I wish we could stay and chat longer. I will be back soon to talk about mini implants and why I chose them. But aside from that, please check out my links and follow me on my other platforms so you don't miss anything. But other than that, that's it. Let me know where you are in your process, and if you have any questions or video suggestions or ideas, anything like that, I would love to know. But I think that is it. I will let you go. I love you. Thank you for listening to my story. I'll see you next time.